Hello and happy Sunday. It's Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, February the 16th. I hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day, and we had a very quiet one. I actually watched Titanic for the first time, except I missed the last 30 minutes and had to ask somebody how it ended today at Sunday school. Anyway, so today is Sunday. We had the first day, I think it was the first day in like a month that we didn't have, not a month, not really, several weeks that we didn't have any rain. We had no rain, so it was awesome and amazing that we had no rain today. I hope the weather is clearing up for everybody else because it's been pretty nasty around. But again, I'm not going to complain too much because we did not have really much of a winter. We didn't have any snow to speak of, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. Just realized I left my phone just out of reach, so just in case Facebook decides not to do. Never mind. Facebook is doing comments. Awesome. Hello, Lynn. So if you all are watching this live, tonight is Sunday, February the 16th. And if you're not watching this live, if you're watching it later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. If you don't want to hear the hi hellos, you can just grab that little scroll bar and go over to about 10 minutes because that's when it kind of dies down. Hello, Marianne from Pennsylvania. Oh, thank you, John. Thank you, John handed me my phone. But hello everyone, and I'm going to say hi and hello to everybody. Hopefully I'll catch you all. If you are brand new with us tonight, please give us a shout out and let us know. I know we should have one new person. Hello April and hello Stacy. So we should have one new person. So Devon asked somebody to join us tonight, and hopefully she will be here. Hello Sherry in Connecticut. And so hopefully she will give us a good shout out. Hello, Shirley. But again, if you're new, let us know. Hello, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry, because we would love to welcome you. Hello, Teresa from Kentucky. And again, if you don't want to see all the hi hellos, if you're watching this later, grab that little scroll bar and go over to about 10 minutes. Hello, Stacy. And today is Sunday, February the 16th. Hello, Renee. Hope y'all are having a great week. Hello, Sylvia from Oklahoma. Sounded like we had some great weight losses this week. If you were one of those people, please give us a shout out because we would love to hear. Hello, Carol Lou. And Carol Lou's not getting notifications as to when we are on. I don't know what to tell you. Facebook's, I don't know, it just has a mind of its own. You have to be following the page, and you have to have notifications turned on. And I think you have to say that you want this notification first. I'm not really sure. Hello, Sandy from Northeastern Kansas. Hello, Trish. And Trish says, I love your hair. Okay, we have had Alyssa all weekend, so couldn't do anything with my hair because we had the baby all weekend. But thank you. Hello, Allie. It has been a while. It's good to see you. Hello, Letitia. Hello, or aloha, Kathy. Sorry about that. Hello, Mary from Canada. Hi, Vicky. Hello, Kim. Hello, Claudie. Yeah, so hopefully everybody's having a great week. Hello, Pam. And again, remember, if you're new, please let us know. Oh, Sandra wants to see my nails. So I literally did these in like the last 10 to 15 minutes. Hello, Mary from Florida. And I love the way you spell your name, Merry. Hello, Orlando Debbie. And hello, Lisa from Oklahoma. And hello, Myra. Hi, Pam, if I didn't catch you, and hello, Stacy. So yeah, these I did, hello, Evie, in like the last 10 or 15 minutes. I'm telling y'all, in the color street, the ones, not the solids, like the solids and I don't know, we have a love-hate relationship, but all the ones with the glitter are so easy. I did these in like 10 minutes right before we started. Hello, Lindsay, and hello, Tammy from New York. Hello, Kimberly. So these are called, I put it out here. These are called, hold on, let me find the name. Well, where is it? I'll find it in just a second after I tell some more people hello. Hello, Lindsay. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Kimberly. Oh, thank you, Sandra. And hello, Susan. It's good to see you. Oh, Kimberly's watching us from her new exercise bike. How fun is that? Oh, total seltdown. So these are for St. Patrick's Day. And since I can get 2 sets of nails out of one Color Street kit, I'll be doing these again for closer to St. Patrick's Day, which is also our anniversary. And hello, Vicky. Oh, Vicky lost 4.5 pounds this week. Awesome. And it's her birthday week. Sunday is her birthday. Happy birthday. Hello, Melissa. But yeah, so Casey is a Color Street stylist. So if y'all haven't already heard about that, it will be in the link. And I'm like a couple of weeks behind, and Jessica's trying to help me. But she can't like make the words come out of my brain and into somewhere where she can type them. So anyway. So it's still all up to me. But yeah, but y'all can see where to order these. And if you look back at a previous chat, I think she's been providing the link on there. Hello, Lisa. And I think, Melissa, I think I already said hello. But anyway, these are called Total Seltdown. I don't want to get my hand too close to the camera because, like, it's focused right now. So I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, but again, today is Sunday, February the 16th. We're already halfway through February. I'm telling you, if any of you all are under like 30, once you get past 30, 35, it just goes, time just absolutely flies. Hello, Betty. And I know I sound like a broken record because every week I say, I can't believe we're halfway through February. Next week I'll say, I can't believe we're three-fourths of the way through February. Then pretty soon I'll be saying, we're already halfway through 2020. But anyway, so I'm assuming everybody is here with us tonight because the Daytona 500 didn't actually happen. So anybody that was hanging around waiting for it to start late, sorry. I guess it's on, when's it going to come on? Maybe tomorrow? So you all just have to stay with us tonight instead of watching the race, instead of watching the big race. Hope your favorite driver does well tomorrow, but I guess they're going to show it tomorrow. But anyway, hello, Loretta. So the big news from Knoxville today was no rain. And that's sad that that's the big exciting news. Oh, Debbie says it's raining in Orlando.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Not too far from
John.
Daytona.
Oh, true. Yeah, because you're not that far from Daytona. Yes, and it is also raining in Daytona. I started to say John's probably just checked the weather. Oh, and tomorrow, it's going to be tomorrow at 4. Okay. So, hello, Marlene from Florida. So, I hear it's raining down there. But yeah, so John checks the weather in Orlando probably like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a day. So, he probably already knew that it was raining, aside from the fact that you're near Daytona. And hello, Rosie. Okay, so are any of our new people here? Because I know, like, Divine had invited somebody. So, I know she invited somebody. Yes, and thank you all for telling Vicki happy birthday a little bit early. When did you say? Sunday? I think you said this. I know you said this is your birthday week, but I can't remember which day you said it was. But anyway, so early happy birthday. Okay, so let's get going because I made some yumminess for tonight. And I think it's going to take us a little while to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get started. Today is Sunday, February the 16th, and this is chat number 161, and it is titled The Road to Success. This is your weekly for this week. Oh, there's Divine. Hello. Hello, Divine. So Divine, is your friend here? Is your friend here that is new, that was going to join us tonight? Because if she is, tell her to give us a big shout out so that we can say hello to her. Hello, Tedders, and hello, Lisa. But this week is 161, chat number 161, The Road to Success. Last week was chat number 160, Our Guide to 0 Point Food. So last week, who attended a physical workshop? So who sat their bottom in a chair? Hello, Tedders. Oh, and Tedders is back. She's coming back to WW, and she still has 25 to 40 pounds to lose. That's okay, because we're talking about our road to success tonight. So today is a perfect day to come back. It's an absolutely perfect day to come back. But if you sat your bottom in a chair last week, let's do a thumbs up. If you're here with us live, you can do a thumbs up by touching the little thing down here in the bottom, tick, 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 and give us a thumbs up if you sat your bottom in a chair at a physical workshop last week. And if you attended here with us last week, if you attended with us live, or if you did both, let's see some hearts. And Sandra did both. Lynn did both. Awesome. Awesome. Hello, Marlene. Lots and lots of, wow, lots of thumbs ups and lots of hearts. So either the same person's over and over again, or a lot of you all did this. Sylvia did both. Very good. Yep, looks like lots of you all went last week. Yeah, so you all went on Valentine's week. That is awesome. Lisa's hearts all the way. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Teresa did both. So here are your Bravo stickers to everybody who attended last week, who attended a physical workshop, or who attended with us here, or both. Here are your Bravo stickers. Yep, Kim did both. Awesome, very good. Oh, and Dale, what? Dale got in 20,000 steps today? What? That is awesome. You get an extra Bravo sticker just for that. Just for that. And Carol Lou was here last week. Yep, so you get an extra Bravo sticker just for that. That is awesome. So last week, we talked about our guide to 0 Point Food. So several of you all, oh, hold on a second. Brenda, hello, Brenda. Brenda became a grandmother this week. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. It's so fun. I love it. Even though I have to like stick my hair up on top of my head. Oh, and it's already coming down. Anyway, but yes, welcome to the Grandma Club. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. But several of you all did go ahead and use your 0 Point Food to build a meal around. Oh no, Divine's still on crutches. Oh my goodness. Okay. So several of y'all used your 0 Point Food, and we talked a lot. Last week we talked about Haley, that is in our physical meeting, talking about her riced cauliflower. So I went and got some more. So Haley inspired me to go and get some more riced cauliflower, and we ate both of the Build-A-Bowls. the Build-A-Bowls that we made last week. We ate both of those. I think I ate one of them on Monday, and then I ate the other one on Tuesday, and I had taken it to work and heated it up. And when Casey came in, she was going, "What is that smell? Oh my gosh, what is that smell?" So, Lynn did hers, but she forgot to post it. But so here are a couple of the ones that we had from last week. So last week, Sandy made this really pretty. It was a really pretty combination of shredded carrots, broccoli, spinach, and then she used egg beaters. And so she had all this brightly colored, stuff. So it was like, it was a couple of different shades of green. So I never really thought about it, but broccoli is 2 different shades of green. Then the spinach was even a different shade of green, and then the shredded carrots with that. And she put all of that together and then combined it with egg beaters and some fat-free shredded cheese, and it looked yummy. It looked really good. And then Sylvia started, so Sylvia must either be purple or blue, because she started with brown rice and corn and green beans. And brown rice is 0 on purple, so she must be purple. Brown rice is 0 on purple, not 0 on blue or green, but the corn is 0 on blue, not 0 on green, but it's still not high points. And then green beans, and she added bourbon chicken. So Sylvia, I need to know how to make the bourbon chicken because it looked fabulous. So she has to be on purple because she did brown rice, corn, green beans, and again, the bourbon chicken. So if you're on purple, brown rice is 0 points. But remember to always measure it. But hers looked super good too, and I need to know how to make the bourbon chicken. And then Loretta showed a huge bowl of vegetables that she used for stir fry, and it had all kinds of stuff in it, but it was super pretty, had lots of different colors in it, and she was going to put that together for a stir fry. So good job Loretta. You ladies nailed your homework last week. So here are extra Bravo stickers for nailing your homework. I still have Liz says, ooh yeah, bourbon chicken. So Sylvia, we definitely didn't know how to make the bourbon chicken for sure. So a lot of y'all had some really good ideas and lots of really pretty things. So not only did you use your 0 point foods to build on, to build a meal from, to hashtag build a meal, those are the prettiest plates that I've seen. So it wasn't all just, one color. Because I know a lot of times when I'm not eating on plan, hello Patty, when I'm not eating on plan, Sylvia says the bourbon chicken is a skinny taste recipe. If you happen to have a link to it, we would love to have it. We would love to have that because that sounds so good. And hello, Heather. It's Heather's first time here, so everybody welcome her. We are so glad you were here with us, Heather. Yeah. So, Heather, we were just talking about our homework. So, pay close attention at the end of the first 30 minutes. This actually lasts an hour if you can hang out with us for that long. And if you can't, you can always come back and watch this again on YouTube later. It's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. And you can watch it later on YouTube if you can't stay for the whole hour, or if you just need to listen again. You can put your headphones in. You don't even have to watch it. You can just listen. I know a lot of people listen to it while they're like riding a bicycle or walking on the treadmill or at work. We're supposed to be at work. And go back and listen to it. So if I'm talking too fast or if you missed something, you can always go back and listen to it later. But welcome, Heather. We are so glad you're here. We were talking about our homework. So the plates that I saw this week were extra pretty. Hello, Michelle. They were extra pretty, using those 0 point foods. So I have, I don't know, the days that I don't eat, that I don't add a lot of 0 point foods. I didn't realize how monochromatic, my plates were looking. And Teresa, take a picture anyway. It doesn't have to be gorgeous. It doesn't have to be like, professional quality picture. Take a picture because we want to see them. Because we want to see that there's other normal people eating normal things. But anyway, they were so pretty just from a color standpoint. And again, never really thought about the fact that broccoli is 2 different colors of green, and then the spinach was a 3rd color of green. Yeah, 3rd shade of green. So those turned out really, really pretty. But bravo to everyone who did their homework last week. I think we should continue that. I think we should continue using the 0 point foods to build on, because again, I saw bigger bowls, bigger portions. I eat with my eyes. I personally prefer, to see, I don't know. I just like it when things are bigger. I can't stand those shows where they have these little bitty, teeny tiny, very expensive, kinds of food, and they put this little tiny drizzle on it, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're just supposed to have this little tiny, bit of food. No, I want to see a big bowl. And those big half bowls, really make me happy because they're huge. They're huge half bowls. Okay, so and the half bowls are on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. They are under shop, under, I think it says Amazon. If Jessica's here or Casey, they'll have to help me, but I think it's under Amazon recommendations or something like that. But the half bowls are on there. We did find a collection, like a 4-pack of the G. Hughes sugar-free sauces. You know, from a couple of weeks ago, we used the steak sauce. Well, we found a 4-pack of those on Amazon, and we put the link on there for those. And it looks like for a short period of time, don't know how long it's going to last. They're giving away a set of measuring spoons to go with the 4-pack of sauces. But those are really good. I mean, they're good on anything. You don't just have to make the steak sauce dip. They're really good on anything. And sorry, I'm going to start my water early tonight. Again, we've had Alyssa all weekend, so I've been run hard and put up wet, if you know what that means. So we've been going down a slide for quite a while today. But my new favorite thing, I'm going to sidetrack for a second. My new favorite thing that she does is when she starts to run away now, she turns around and goes, Nona, come on, Nona. And she was going, come on, Papa. And it was adorable. And I would kind of linger and lag a little bit because I wanted to hear her say it a couple more times before I caught up with her. So anyway, so we've been running a lot today. Okay, but today is chat number 161, The Road to Success. Again, this is your weekly. So if you attend a physical workshop, this is the weekly that you should have picked up. These we're discussing. We are discussing, yeah. So, and yes, Stacey, I know we have the Dax chocolate spice we have the chocolate crave. It's called Chocolate Crave, and we have it actually in the showroom. So it's on KCKitchenCenter.com, and we have it. Or if you go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com shop, you can get it there too, or Dax website. But anyway, yes, it's very yummy. So we were having a debate on this at our physical workshop. So everybody agreed that these looked absolutely fabulously yummy, fabulously yummy, but about half and half, about 50% of the people went and kind of hit the brakes on when they saw that it had chickpeas in it. So these are no cook peanut buttery cookie dough bites, and the first ingredient is 3/4 of a cup of chickpeas, rinsed and drained. It's going to be a while before I can make these because I do not own a food processor. Believe it or not, all the appliances that I have, I don't have a food processor. But anyway, so we thought those looked pretty good. So interested to know if anybody has made those. So let's talk about the road to success. So we're just going to play another imagination game because y'all know how much I love to play those. So let's just close our eyes and imagine that we're going to go on a trip. So everybody knows where Maine is, right? Everybody knows where the state of Maine is. So it's way over here. So Maine is one of our favorite places to go on vacation. We've been there a couple of times. Really, really enjoyed it. So let's just say that we're going to go on a trip, and we're going to start in Maine, and we're going to end up in California. So everybody also knows where California is, correct? So if we were going to go on a trip from Maine to California, we wouldn't just go. We wouldn't just leave. First of all, how are we going to get there? Oh, and thank you. Sylvia posted the Skinny Taste recipe. Yay, thank you. So first of all, how would we get there? We haven't made a decision. Are we taking a car? Are we taking a train? Is there a train that goes from here to there? Are we taking a plane? Are we going to walk? And Betty says it's a really long trip. So if we wanted to go from Maine to California, we wouldn't just say, I'm in Maine and I'm heading to California. We wouldn't just say that unless we were Forrest Gump. We wouldn't just say that without making some form of a plan. So the same thing in our weight loss journey. We don't need to start any goal that we have, any big picture goal that we have, for our weight loss and wellness journey. We don't need to start it without first coming up with some kind of a plan for our road trip. So, and you can literally just think of this as a road trip because that's what it is. It's going to have lots of twists and turns. It's going to have lots of plot twists. It's going to have lots of bumps. There's going to be lots of bumps in the road. It's life. It's going to happen. But it's also going to have some beautiful scenery along the way. You're going to make some friends along the way. So it's going to be a great road trip, just like if you had gone from Maine all the way to California. So in our weekly this week, WW has, I normally don't follow their format, but I really like this one this week. They've got a star program. So they want us to keep on. So they want us to keep on, on a STAR plan when we're thinking about a big picture goal. So a big picture goal would be something like, I want to lose 50 pounds. Or I want to be 6 dress sizes smaller, or some big picture thing. So the first thing I want to say is, and Gwen reminds us of this all the time, is it's something that you're going to do. So these kinds of goals are something that you're going to do, not something that you're not going to do. So if you said, I want to, let's say, I don't know, I want to incorporate more, like you want to eat, more healthy. You wouldn't say, I'm not going to eat foods that are bad for me. You would do a positive. You would try to think of a positive goal. I'm going to eat X number of foods, or whatever the foods are that are better for me, that are healthier for me. But how WW wants us to do this, they want us to take into account a STAR principle. And they even said having a big overall goal is great, but how are you going to get there? Remember, going from Maine to California is great, but how are you going to get there? And it says it's simple, by setting smaller goals that ladder up. That's funny. Hi, Kishav. Anyway, wait a second. Loretta says, why is it I track, drink, and exercise and the scale has not moved in a month? So Loretta, that happens sometimes. We actually have somebody in our physical workshop that we're talking to about that. Sometimes you got to change it up a little bit. So like we had her add, and I'm not trying to sidetrack from the STAR, but we had her add some protein to her breakfast, because she was eating the same breakfast every single morning and her body kind of got used to it and got tired of it. So, so kind of change it up a little bit. Change your exercise. If you're walking a lot, change it maybe to some weightlifting, like some strength training things. But anyway, there's some other things you can do. But so they say, prioritize setting a weekly behavioral goal and use the STAR principle to make it. So the STAR, the S is specific. So be specific. Okay, so we were pretty specific when we said we're going to go from Maine to California. But even more specific would be, I'm going to go from Maine to California on an airplane. Or I'm going to go from Maine to California by car. So that would be specific. Just saying you're going to go from here to here, it's starting to get, specific, but it's not quite specific enough. So they say start by being really clear on what you want to do and the details of how you will accomplish it. So do you want to go for a run twice a week? Plan which days you'll go. Go ahead and say, I'm going to run on, of course, that would never be my goal because I would never run. But, but I'm going to run on Monday and Wednesday, or I'm going to run in the morning on Sunday and Thursday. But go ahead and plan it, plan when you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, and who you're going to do it with. So for our trip from Maine to California, we could say, I'm going to go from Maine to California by car, and I'm going to go with John and Dusty. So we could be more specific. Then the T is it truly doable? So if I had said I'm going to go from Maine to California and I'm going to walk, probably not doable. Still might be specific, the where here, from here to here. But if I said I was going to walk there, that might not be doable. Probably not going to be doable. So they say make sure it's truly doable. It's important to be realistic about what you can actually accomplish. So for me to say, and this is one of Gwen's, for me to say that I want to be a 6 foot tall blonde, okay, I can be blonde. Any of us can be blonde, but I'm never going to be 6 feet tall. So that's not doable. So that's not, that's not realistic, and it's not doable. If week nights are nuts for you, carve out time on Sunday for running. And I don't know why they're picking on running, because that's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Hello, Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. Because when you set yourself up for success, then it's much more likely that you're going to accomplish it. Okay, and then make it an active goal. So here's where the doing comes into play. So by making it active, it's something that you're going to be doing, not something that you're not going to be doing. So, excuse me. So if I said, I'm not going to go from Maine to California by car, or by walking. Okay, I'm not going to try and walk. I'm not going to try and walk from Maine to California. Okay, that's great. But to make it a doable goal, an achievable goal, it needs to be something that we're doing. So they say it's much easier to focus on doing something rather than stopping something. So this one's hard. This one's really hard. So especially for people that are doing like, okay, think about another thing. So rather than weight loss, let's think about like smoking. Like if somebody says, I'm going to stop smoking. So if you think I'm going to stop smoking, all you think of, what is it you think about 24 hours a day? Yeah, smoking. So if you say, I'm going to stop eating sugar, that's not specific enough because there's sugar in a lot of things. So is it added sugar? Is it white sugar? Is it refined sugar? Is it sugar in everything? Is it sugar alcohols? Is it artificial sweetener? What is it? What is sugar? And is it truly doable? Probably not, because you can't eliminate all sugar, unless you're like the top of the top of the top of the top of the top person who is just like crazy insane doing keto or something. You cannot eliminate all sugar. Active, if you're going to do something saying I'm going to stop eating sugar, I'm not going to eat sugar, then that's all you're going to think about is sugar if you think about eliminating it. But if you said something like, I'm going to replace one day a week, just one day a week, I'm going to replace refined sugar with a piece of fruit or some chewing gum. Or, if you're going to do something, so it's easier to think about it if you're going to do something as opposed to not doing something. Because again, when you decide not to do something or when you try to not do something, that's all you think about. That's all you think about is whatever you were not going to do. And then the last thing is make it relevant. So if you don't have a problem with sugar and you say, I'm going to stop eating sugar, or, I'm going to try and replace sugar, it's not really relevant. So goals should be something that you want to do and not something that you think you should do. So if you're not having a problem with sugar, then don't make that your thing. So Betty mentions sugar and salt because everything seems to have that in there. Okay, so I chose salt not from a weight loss standpoint, but from a health standpoint because both of my parents have had trouble with it, have had complications, not complications, they've had, kind of added complications to other things that they had going on, things that were complicated by extra sodium. And I tend to hold on to fluid when I eat sodium. So sodium is relevant to me. That is a relevant thing to say, I'm not going to add extra sodium to my food when I make it. So if I make something at home, I'm not going to add any extra sodium to it, at any meal. So that one is specific. It is doable for me because I have lots of other spices that I love that I don't need to have the salt. It is active because I am doing something, and it's relevant because it's relevant to something for me. So don't pick something that's relevant to somebody else, like the being a 6-foot blonde, because again, not going to be 6 feet tall. Doesn't matter how much I stretch. But do something that's relative to you, that's relative, to your life. Like running, again, would never, ever, ever. So I find these examples funny to have running in them because not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's not doable. Might be specific, but it's not doable. It's not going to be active because I'm not ever going to say that I am going to run. I'm never going to say that. And it's not relevant because it's not relevant to me. So be specific. Make it something truly doable. Make sure it's active, that you're going to do something instead of not doing something, and make sure that it is relevant. So guess what your homework is for this week? Yeah, you guessed it. Your homework for this week is to pick one goal. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be tiny. It could be a goal for today. It could be a goal for tomorrow. It could be a goal for next week. It could be a goal for next year. I'm hoping that you will make it something smaller, kind of keep it on a little bit smaller scale so that we can focus on it, in a shorter period of time. But I want you to pick something. I want you to pick a goal. And the goal might be something as simple as, I'm going to drink 4 glasses of water tomorrow. And if you're drinking 0 glasses of water, 4 is that's double. That's double. Or and it's specific. I'm going to drink 4 glasses of water. It's doable. You could get that in. You could find a way to get in 4 glasses of water tomorrow. It's active. I am going to drink 4 glasses of water tomorrow, and it's relevant if you need to consume some more water, which I obviously do. But I want you to pick something, pick a goal, small or large. I hope that you'll make it in a little bit shorter, time frame. so that we can, you know, so we can work on it. But remember to tag me in it. So remember, it's going to be star, STAR. So you're going to do your star goal for this week. You're going to tag me in it. If you are here with us live, you're going to tag. You're just going to, and you're here on the page, you're going to tag at the at symbol. If you have an egg. If you're on Instagram, it is also at If You Have an Egg. If it is on our closed Facebook page, it is at Kelly Green Milligan. If you are commenting on the, you know, just on the blog on www.ifyouhaveanegg.com or on YouTube, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Just talk. You don't have to tag anybody. If you are tagging me on Connect, it is at Scrappenstamp2, SCRAPNSTAMP, and the number 2. So that is your homework for this week. Don't forget, because I'm going to pick on 3 people. I've been doing that the last couple of weeks, and I've really enjoyed it. So I'm going to pick on 3 people and talk about your homework. So don't forget to do that. And we are just on time. This is perfect, because we are perfectly on time to get ready to make some yummy food. And it is all based around a silly thing that I bought because Alyssa was coming over. Okay, first though, it's time for our water. So everybody stop. Remember we just talked about getting in 4 glasses of water, so everybody stop and drink some water. And if you're new with this, don't go anywhere. Just get a drink of water so I can keep talking. And I'll be right back, so don't run off. I will let you all look and figure out what this is while I'm getting my drink of water. Water, Barbara. And I have my cute unicorns going on today. See, Sherry's already doing her homework. Oh, here's a pre-Bravo. She's going to drink 3 large glasses of water starting tomorrow. Awesome. That is awesome. Okay, we are back. I am Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and if you are just joining us, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Hello, Jackie. Then today is, yes, thank you, Barbara. I did get my water in. Today is Sunday, February the 16th. This is chat number 161, and it is entitled The Road to Success. So I got a little carried away. Alyssa was staying with us this weekend, and thank you, Stacy. This is actually a teeny cup, because I do like their tea. But yeah, this is a little insert. Anyway, I'll sneak in some extra water while I show Stacy my cup. So we were keeping Alyssa this weekend. Her other grandparents had her on Thursday and Friday. We had her on Saturday and Sunday. While Casey and Alan ran off to go do some NASCAR things and visit bookstores. So Casey has now been to I think she said all 5 McKay's used bookstores. Anyway, it was a goal for her. They had a good time. Alyssa is back home with her mommy and daddy now, though. But so in my mind, even though we only had her for 2 days, in my mind I was like, we're going to have her all weekend. Okay, really, we have her for 2 days a lot. But in my mind, I was like, we're going to have Alyssa all weekend. So I bought a 5-pound bag of apples. Okay, I did not need a 5-pound bag of apples. She loves apples, but in 2 days, she wasn't going to eat 5 pounds. So guess what I have an overabundance of? Yeah, apples. So everything we're making tonight is going to be made out of apples. So the first thing we're going to make, because we're going to make the base for the next 2 things, is we are going to make air fryer baked apples. This is just the little cake pan. It's not the little cake pan, but it's a little cake pan that came with my Simple Living Products air fryer, which is right there. And that link is also on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com under the shop function. It's a link, to that. It's an affiliate link to Simple Living Products. But these are air fryer baked apples. And since I have so many of them, it's absolutely no problem that I'm getting ready to prep 3 more, even though I just made 3 for tonight, because I have that many apples. There are still, she ate a couple. I've already made 3. I'm getting ready to make 3 more, and there's still like 7 left in the bag. Yeah, these are Macintosh apples. I got Macintosh because it was a little bit smaller. You can see this is a normal sized apple. So these are normally sized apples. These are not the ginormous Honeycrisp that I end up with sometimes. But you're just going to use an apple corer. And you're going to go ahead and go through the center of the apple, just like that. And see, the apple core takes the core out. And I know sometimes you end up with the little bits. That doesn't bother me. If it doesn't bother you, just leave it in there. but you're going to go ahead and core as many apples as you want. I usually only do 3 at a time because, you know, it takes me a little while to eat them. And so did another one, and I'm going to do one more. And I do suggest that you get a good quality apple corer. I'll try to find the link. This one's an OXO, and I'll find the link to that on Amazon, and I'll put it on. I'll have Jessica put it on the website. We had bought my dad a cheap one. He used to make fried apples all the time, and we had bought him a cheap one, and his little hands, he couldn't do it. And to be honest, it was such a cheap one, I couldn't do it either. So this one has a nice sturdy handle. It's pretty thick, and it has a serrated, you know, tip on it. So I just find that one to be much easier. And then you're going to use a little bit of, okay, there went my lid. You're going to use a little bit of nonstick spray on there. This I do prefer on the apples, the Trader Joe's coconut spray. So I do not have that in a, you know, we've been talking a lot about the Evo oil sprayer. I don't have that in the Evo oil sprayer. So you're just going to spray that a little bit. I forgot to get my water. Hold on just a second. Just need just a little bit. You don't have to have a giant measuring cup. This is just what I had for my water. You do want to put, like, I don't know, it's probably a couple of teaspoons maybe of water in the bottom of your dish. And that's just to help steam the apples. And then this is 3 teaspoons of Truvia baking blend and about 1.5 teaspoons of just regular ground cinnamon. And I use 1 teaspoon of the Truvia baking blend per apple and about 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm just going to sprinkle that evenly on the apples where I have sprayed them with the nonstick spray. Okay, and these are not stuffed baked apples. These are just baked apples, okay? So it's literally 3, if you can see them, it's 3 apples that have been cored, and you can use any kind of apples. I do recommend that you use something that's a little bit more firm. You know, like a Yellow Delicious is probably not going to hold up. Granny Smiths are really good like this because that kind of tart with the sweet on it, you know, is really good. But they didn't have a 5-pound bag of Granny Smiths anyway. I didn't need a 5-pound bag. But so that is just 3 apples cored, a little bit of coconut nonstick spray on them. If you do some other kind of, it doesn't have to be coconut, but if you do some other kind, I'm just going to say probably not olive oil because, I don't know, on sweet, I just don't like the olive oil on it. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the basket for the air fryer. And remember to scoop it in there, scoop the basket in there, don't shove it in. And then go ahead and push the start button. I'm going to change the temperature to 260 and the time to 20 minutes. So it's 260 degrees for 20 minutes. So I love to put those in. Sorry, let me wipe this up a little bit. So I love to put those in with, and then get in the shower. So if you go ahead and start the baked apples and then like hop in the shower, go do something else, whatever. The nice thing about doing them in the air fryer is when it's done after 20 minutes, it's going to shut itself off. So at the end of the 20 minutes, and we'll still be talking at the end of 20 minutes, it's going to beep. I think it's 5 times. If you have the Simple Living Products air fryer, it's going to beep 5 times. And then it is going to, that's funny, Divine said, hola. And then it'll shut off. So, and then it'll cool down. So that's super nice because if I got distracted, you know, and I'm not out of the shower, or I'm not up here, I'm gonna be out of the shower, but I'm not up here yet to go ahead and get my apples out, it's gonna cool down, and so they're not gonna be burned. So it's 260 degrees for 20 minutes, and you will have already, you know, cored the hole out. So, okay, so we got those going. So what I did is I made, oh, and for people who are asking what Swedish dishcloths are, that's what they are. So they're good for wiping up. I used one to clean my glasses the other day. Yeah, love those things. And Brenda, a Macintosh is pretty firm, but it is not as hard as a Honeycrisp or as a Pink Lady. But, you know, we got them because they were smaller, and for some reason, again, I thought I needed a 5-pound bag of them. Don't know why. Okay, so this is what they look like when you get done. So when you are done, with an air fryer baked apple. That's what it's going to look like. It looks a lot like a crock pot apple. So I don't know if y'all have ever made made apples in the crock pot before, but this is what it looks like coming out of the crock pot too. So it is just a wrinkly apple. These hold up really well in the meal prep haven containers that we have. So we have those in the showroom. We've got those at 5902 Kingston Pike, and we have them online, but they hold up really well in there. So sometimes when I make multiples of these, then I'll go ahead and make some other food and put them in there and then freeze them. And the one that I experimented with, this was in there for a month. So I left it in the freezer for a month, and when I took it out and reheated it, it seriously was just like it was. And Carol says she loves the little dish. I'll have to think where I got this from, because I don't really remember. I've had them forever. I've got this one and an orange one. But anyway, so I go ahead and make several apples, ahead of time. I almost always make 3. Sometimes if I've only purchased 1 apple, and if the apple's getting a little bit on the old side, I'll go ahead and just make an air fryer apple out of it, if it's not going to be good just for eating normally. But go ahead and make a couple of extras, because you can chop these up and put them in oatmeal. Super yummy in oatmeal. You can put them in those oatmeal muffins that we've been making. You can put them in that. You can, okay, Loretta, you literally just read my mind. Super good heated back up again. Or if you got, while you've got it fresh, with a low point ice cream, with a light, like a fat-free Cool Whip or a sugar-free Cool Whip, or the Skinny True Whip, or something like that. Yes, super good with that. Sometimes I put peanut powder in them. These are really good if you like apples with brie. Really good to make one of these and then poke the brie down inside and then reheat it for the last few minutes. Oh my gosh. And then a little bit of honey. So good. Okay. But because we only have 20 minutes to talk about this, this is what the apple looks like when you get done. You can pre-chop them up. You can slice them. These are also really good like on a biscuit. If you like Cracker Barrel, if you go to Cracker Barrel, if you like their fried apples if you like to put them on a biscuit like I do, you can do this and you can save some points, because the apple made like this is 0. Oh, Carol Lou says cheddar and pecans. Never had that. I'll be trying that. Thank you very much. Yeah, because these apples are 0. So the apple is 0 points just by itself. Okay, so this is what I made with it though. This is a bread pudding. So this is a bread pudding, and this is made with 4, and I will try really hard to get these recipes up this week. I'll try really hard. But this is made with 4 slices. I use white wheat bread. So I use Nature's Own white wheat bread. You can use any kind. You can use a light bread. You can use a diet bread. You can use anything like that. Just tear it up. But it does need to be at least a day old bread, whatever you consider that. So the white wheat stays fresh for so long that it's hard to get day old bread, with the white wheat. But anyway, so it's 4 slices of bread, and then in a separate container. So then I've already made the air fryer baked apple. So I already have an apple and I've already chopped it up. So hopefully you can see the chopped up apples in here. So I'd already chopped up the apple. Wait until the apple has cooled off though. If you try to chop it up for something like this while it's still hot, it's just going to fall apart. It's just absolutely going to fall apart. So anyways, the 4 pieces of bread just torn up, and then the apple, but keep the apple out to the side. Then you're going to mix in a bowl. You're going to mix, and let me get my exact, hold on, let me see. Because once I start talking fast, then I can't remember what the exact amounts are. So hold on just a second. So you're going to add. Okay, so then it's going to be in a separate container. You're going to mix together a half of a cup of liquid egg whites, a half of a cup of skim milk, a teaspoon of the Truvia baking blend or something similar, a teaspoon of imitation vanilla, or I've got the vanilla, it's a vanilla and butter flavoring from Kroger. I'm sure they have it at other places. And you're gonna mix that together, and then you're gonna put, so where you've mixed together the egg whites, the oh, and Debbie says, put your slices of bread you will use in a Ziploc bag and just leave an opening in the Ziploc. That way the air can get to the, oh, and make it into day-old bread. Okay. But so you're going to mix the liquids together. So you're going to mix the egg whites and the skim milk and the flavoring, and go ahead and mix the Truvia in there and mix all that together in a bowl. Then you're going to put the bread, the torn up bread, in that bowl, or put it, like I used to use a big glass measuring cup with a handle, and I put it in there. Hold on a second. What is? Oh, okay, never mind. Sherry and Carol Lou are talking about the diet bread from Aldi. But anyway, so you're going to put the bread in that liquid mixture and let it sit there. Let it sit there for a little while. You can put it back in the refrigerator if you want to, but you want the bread to soak up all of that liquid. So you want all of that liquid to be soaked up, and then you're going to gently fold in, when you get ready to dump it in here, you're going to gently fold in the cut up apples. Spray the bottom of your pan with some nonstick spray. Again, I used this just because it's sweet. So spray it with some nonstick spray, and then you're going to cook that on 350 for about 40 minutes, which seems like a long time. You know, do go back and check it to make sure you're not overcooking it, but you're going to need it to cook for a long time because it takes it that long to set up. Then, and this is what I made for the second thing that we were making, but I made enough so that I could have it on this, you know, on this first thing too. So this is, let me get it stirred up again because it's been sitting over there for a little while. So this is, it's a little thick, it's a little thin, but once it sets up, it's really cool. So this is a half of, oh, thank you, Tedder. So this is a half of a tablespoon of light butter and a tablespoon and a half. You can do up to 2 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. So like, y'all know what confectioner's sugar is, right? So up to 2 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar, and it has 1 tablespoon. And yes, Marlene, that's just 1 apple because this is a small pan. This is a, I'm sorry, let me answer Marlene. This is a small pan. So this is probably a 6 by 8. Let me see if it actually says it on here. This is a Nordic ware pan that I got. Trying to use it in the air fryer, but it's just a little bit too big. I think it's about a 6 by 8. Most of the time I do this in an 8 by 8 pan, and yes, it's 1 apple for this. So remember, I made 3. So here's 1. This has number 2, and what's still behind me is number 3. But anyway, so this is a half of a tablespoon of light butter, and I use actual light butter, not fake butter, but anyway, it's actual light butter, and 1 tablespoon of skim milk, up to 2 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar, and I put a squirt of sugar-free maple syrup in here. And so now I'm just going to drizzle this on top. So I'm going to drizzle this on the top of the bread pudding. And you could have this for breakfast. So yeah, so you could actually have this for breakfast. Okay. Okay, that's enough. And if you let it sit for a little while, what I just drizzled on here will actually get thick. It'll actually, you know, thicken up, and it'll be more like a sugary, what kind of dish did you use in the air fryer? Okay, Florence wants to know what kind of a dish I used in the air fryer. So my Simple Living Products air fryer came with a shallow round pan, and it came with a taller round pan, like a cake pan, and that's what I used in there. But you can use any kind of metal pan that'll fit in there. You can use anything, and you can use silicone. You can use silicone baking things in your Simple Living Products air fryer. Okay, so this is 4 servings. I completely forgot to tell you. So this is 2 Smart Points. It's 4 servings I did not, this is green, I'm on green, so I have not calculated the smart points for blue or purple, but it should be about the same because this was not whole grain anything, so it should be the same. Okie dokie. Let me go ahead and cut that. And let me grab another plate down here real quick. Oops, gonna have to grab another plate. Hold on just a second. Okay, so since we had Alyssa, I didn't check. The plate that I wanted was not down there, so we will use this little plate. Okie dokie. Let me get it out of here for you. You know, this is the magic of being live, as things don't always come out just exact, you know, like pop out exactly like you wanted them to. So give me just a second to get this out of here. Come on. Okay. I almost lost a corner, but I recovered it. Okay, so that is what it looks like on the plate. So again, this is just bread. It's bread and an apple, and then a little bit of an icing. You know, put a little bit of an icing on top. And yes, Sherry said it thickens like, or Cheddar says it thickens like a glaze you would put onto a bundt or pound cake. Yes, exactly. It doesn't end up being that as thick sugary, so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't end up quite, you know, being that thick. But yes, that's basically the idea. So obviously I did not give this time to thicken up because we just did it. I'm going to go ahead and try it, but let's go ahead and try this and see what it tastes like. I know what I'm having for breakfast tomorrow. So good. It's exactly how I thought it would be. Exactly. So super, super, super yummy. Super yummy. Super easy. The hardest part of this is going to be only eating one slice of it tomorrow. Ooh, and Stacy says it reminds her of brown apple Betty. I don't know what that is, but I want to know. I want to know this brown apple Betty. Okay, the next one. I love apple fritters. But I have to avoid them because I would literally eat all of them. I would eat all of them. And apple fritters are also deep fried. So deep fried anything, I'm a fan, but it's not a good idea. So I decided to try a 2-ingredient dough. So y'all know Winstar Karen loves her 2-ingredient dough thing. So I decided I would try a 2-ingredient dough something, and it turned out perfectly. Because I thought, you know, there's going to be people that aren't going to want to do the bread. They're not going to want to divide it into 4. They're not going to. So I made an apple fritter, and I also used, Sylvia, those are liquid egg whites. So in case I didn't say it that way, it's liquid egg whites. Yes, that's exactly what I used. I did not sort the eggs at all. No, or separate them. So these apple fritters are a half a cup. So I only wanted to make a few. I guess I could show them to you. So I only wanted to make a few because I was scared to death that I would eat them all. But these are 1 point each on green. It is a half a cup of self-rising flour, a half of a cup of plain non-fat Greek yogurt, another one of the apples chopped up, another one of the air fryer baked apples chopped up, extra Truvia baking blend because I added some to this, to the little glaze that I made. Some more ground cinnamon. I made another batch of this to go on top of them. It also has a 1/4 cup of egg whites. It has a tiny bit of salt just to help to make it sweet. So I know we talked a few minutes ago about adding sodium to things. This has a 1/2 teaspoon of salt over the whole thing. And then some more of the confectioner sugar, the powdered sugar, and another little bit of the Carrie's sugar-free syrup, and another little bit of the imitation vanilla, or the vanilla, and I use the imitation vanilla and butter flavored because I wanted this to taste more buttery. So the main part of this, if you've made the 2-ingredient dough yet, if you've made anything with the 2-ingredient dough, you know that self-rising flour and the non-fat plain Greek yogurt, those are like the 2 stars of the show. So when Star Karen uses it to make, she actually like rolls hers out and makes a thing to make a roll up with the with her with her buffalo chicken dip. She makes biscuits out of it and everything. So that's what I did. I made up a batch, half a cup of self-rising flour, half a cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt, mix that together. Then I added the liquid egg whites. So I added the liquid eggs. So it's a half a cup, and then it's a 1/4 of a cup of the liquid egg whites, and then the flavoring, the flavoring to it, a little bit of salt, which is a half of a teaspoon of salt, and I use pink Himalayan sea salt. Don't know that it's any better for you, but that's what I use. And then after I got all that mixed together, then I folded in, because you don't want to whip it up, you don't want to like aggravate it, I don't know, but I just kind of folded in the apples. So I had already made an air fryer baked apple, waited till it cooled, diced it up, folded that in there. Then I made these in the air fryer, and this is at 350. So I plopped them. Oh, sorry, let me tell you this part. So I used, this pan that we're talking about, the pan that's over here, that's in the Simple Living Products air fryer right now that is making apples. I used that pan to make these. So it already had some schmutz in the bottom. That was the apple. It was like the apple residue, that little bit of water that we put in there, the little bit of nonstick spray. So it was like that. So it was kind of like a little apple roux, kind of in the bottom. And I sprayed it again, left all that in there, did not clean it out, left all that in there, sprayed the bottom, and then I dropped this. After it was mixed together, I dropped, kind of dropped it on there, and I had to make it in 2 batches. So this is about a tablespoon of the batter, and I could fit 7 of them in there, and it made almost 14 of these. Then I put them back in the air fryer, and I cooked them on 350 for 8 minutes. And at about 6 minutes, I flipped them over so that both sides, would get a little bit of that apple schmutz on it. And then after they cooled off, I added another mix of this. So this is what the apple fritters look like. Now they're not deep fried, but I've already taste tested one of these. They are so yummy. So you can see they have apples all the way through. So let me get a bite with some apple in it. That's really good. Okay, and that's the noise I was talking about. So it's going to be 5 times. 3, 4, 5. And now it's cooling down. So it is cooling down now. See? And now it's off. It has turned itself off. So it cools down. So it beeps for 5 seconds. Then it cools down for 5 seconds. Then it turns itself off. And so now, if I make these in the morning, and like if I'm still in the shower, if I'm still in the bathroom, whatever, these are not burning up in the oven. And I didn't have to start a crock pot, 100 hours ago, whatever. So it's cooling down. Now don't be fooled. Cooling down does not mean this is cool. Please do not stick your hand in there and grab an apple or grab the tray. But let me show you how I get mine out. I have tongs. These are salad tongs. And when you pull your Simple Living air fryer out, and pull this out. So this is super hot, so please do not touch this. But there you go. So there are the freshly baked apples. So now I have even more apples to make things with. So if Alyssa wants any of this next week, Yeah. So the fritters are 1 point each, Loretta, and I will try really hard to post a recipe this week. I'll try really, really hard. But see how pretty they are? I'm just going to set the one that I bit over here. See how pretty they are? And they're just like the perfect size. So they're just little fritters. So if you put them, I think if you put them like in a little Ziploc baggie, or if you put them in a little plastic container, you could maybe contain yourself, and not eat your way through them. But that's one smart point on green. So I'm on green, maybe less on blue or purple, because it does have the non-fat, plain non-fat Greek yogurt in there, which I have to count being on green, but you wouldn't have to count on blue or purple. So I'll try to get those recipes posted, and when I post them, I will post blue, green, and purple points for everybody. But I highly recommend, even if you just make the baked apples and put them in some oatmeal, I highly recommend it. Or put some ice cream on it, like we were talking about a few minutes ago. But there you go. So if you accidentally buy, Marion, I would say you can, but this is the first time I've ever made these. So these were invented today. They were invented today, probably, I don't know, an hour and a half before the chat started. So we'll have to find out if they freeze very well. And maybe I should freeze a couple of them so I don't eat them all tonight. But anyway, so this is what happens when you buy 5 pounds of apples. So just know that. Just know that you could accidentally end up with all of this stuff if you buy 5 pounds of apples. But I hope y'all had a really good time tonight. Don't forget to do your homework. Don't forget to tag me in it. So, see, you have to do positive. So do your homework and do tag me in it. There you go. See, there's the active part of that goal. So everybody have a great evening. If you're watching this later on, you're most welcome. Oh, Lisa, it is $3.50 for 8 minutes for these, for the fritters in the air fryer. But thank you all very much. If you're watching this on YouTube, just go ahead and watch the next video right here. Or you can subscribe, this little button down here, you can subscribe. Please be sure and check the little bell so that you'll be notified the next time we have a video coming up. Or over here is a Spreadshirt, but you can order a Spreadshirt over here. Spreadshirt, I said that right, yes. But y'all have an amazing evening. Have a great week, and I will see you all next week. I will probably be done eating apples by the end of the week, because we still have like 7 more to eat, 7 more to go. But anyway, y'all have an amazing week. I had a really good time tonight. Thank you for being here so that I could use up all of my apples. So thank you all, and I will see you next week. Good night.